want to succeed and having the good life without knowing what is a good life is, I need something. So I did a 2 years degree in physics. A single man and single woman can be successful in life.
Welcome to Red Talks with Advisory Window. I got a special guest with me today. Is Thomas Garere. I hope that I spelled it right.
Yeah.
Thomas, welcome to the program. Before we introduce you, and I would love to know about yourself later on, but first question I want to ask you is, everybody gets challenges in their lives, isn't it?
Yes.
Thomas, you might have actually had a position that you had to make a decision. It could be the hardest decision in your life or probably the best decision in your life. We would love to know about that. And while you answering the question, I'll start the game as well. Welcome to my checkers game, and we would love to hear from you.
Great. First of all, thank you for having me here.
You're welcome.
And joining here to try sharing with you my story a bit and inspire others too.
Of course.
I would say, well, I'm coming from France,
Yes.
which is a nice and really great country. And I had a few struggles in life. I would say, first of all, when you are young, it's like, you want to succeed and doing what is right and having the good life without knowing what is a good life is, because it's reference of what you think at that moment. So doing studies, I tried at the beginning, I wanted to be a doctor. So I wanted to help people, and I was pretty good at school, so I was like, I can.
So you
I
studied
can do that. So I studied in France 2 years of medicine, but it's really challenging.
Wasn't easy.
Yeah, these studies, it take like 10 to 13% of the whole promotion.
Yes.
And so you have to work hard. You are like in competition constantly with the others. So you cut off friends, like you don't have any more social life. You
basically focus on the studies a lot.
Study. And I think that was the first big challenges for me. Because if you're social, like you have to live this life. If you're
so there's a sacrification there.
Sacrifices here. And like the sports, I love to do sports since I'm a kid. So that was also something really difficult to say. If I'm going to the gym or if I'm going running or doing any activity, like some others are learning and catching up on me or taking some advance on me on the lessons and all that. So that was a big struggle, and I failed. That was hard on me at that moment. Because it's all this dedication for 2 years and not having anything after that. It's like, I really thought at that moment that I failed my life. It's like,
you were frustrated, were you?
You're frustrated, and it was like 20 position, which is on average is like 0.01 compared to the last selected and myself, so like almost nothing.
Very small window you had.
And you're like, wow, did I fail my life? And you start overthinking, you start saying, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe what I will do and all that. So I think it was like I said, first challenge, and how to bounce back. It's like, you can just be like close on yourself and shutting you down, or what you can do is like taking action. It's like, okay, well, I felt that, let's go.
Yeah.
So I went in a degree, 2 years degree. I'm like, okay, I need something because I have nothing at the moment. So I need something for my professional life because it's one foundation of life, right? So I said like, okay, well, I will take this 2 years degree that will give me something, and from that I will build up again.
Right.
So I did a 2 years degree in physics, very general but like well approved there. And from that I'm like, okay, well,
And did you like it?
I like it, yeah. It was like really general in all the field of physics, so it's like, it's not like, I'm like, okay, that's something that I kind of like, maybe not what I was hoping for, but give me some basis to bounce back. And after that I was like, okay, well, I was supposed to do long studies, like medicine. So I'm like, oh, why I don't go for engineering? I like that. That's something that always also passioned me in a way. So I'm like, okay.
You knew that inside of yours that you have a potential for go for the engineering.
I knew that. I always been interested by a lot of different things, which sometimes is difficult because you're like, oh well, I would be a lawyer, but I would be a doctor, but also engineer or whatever. So,
but you had the freedom, isn't it, to choose whatever you like?
Yeah, you have the freedom, but it's also the risk. It's like, oh well, should I go that way? Maybe I will like it a bit less than going
like
that
this,
way, and living with regrets, which is not good. But yeah, at that moment I chose to do some studying in engineering and in civil engineering, so construction. And I wouldn't say struggles, but that's where I understood that you have to believe in yourself, and because professors, like teachers or people around me are like, oh well, you have this 2 years degree, do something with it like straight away out of school. I'm like, no, well, I want to continue building up and being an engineer in civil. Yeah, but you don't have you didn't have any lessons in civil engineering or this kind of thing, so the school of civil engineering will not accept you. I'm like, well, that's you have exams, you have tests to pass, and why I wouldn't try, you know, like try and I will know. It's like, no, we think that you should just take this this work or job that you can have just with this 2 years degree. I'm like, well, thank you for.
So that was your professors?
Yeah, it was like
okay.
two or three.
That wasn't really
professors.
motivating.
Because they saw so many. Well, that's what they told me. So many that tried and get and lose themselves a bit, and they want also to have their student that enter in the job world as soon as they have this degree.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't trust them because I was feeling inside that no, I wanted more. I wanted something else. Not saying that it wasn't good, but I had a different path that I wanted to follow.
Yeah. And
so I went through different exams and got accepted in the civil engineering school.
Right.
Which was like a first victory.
So you passed the entry.
Yeah.
For the
it was like
engineering.
it was like kind of no one. Of course, I had my family and all that was trusting me through that. But like teachers that are sometimes your reference for your life because they are like really close to you. They acknowledge your knowledge, your skills. So you're like. I think the important part of that was really to believe in yourself, think it through.
So if I just sum it up like the hardest decision you made was to make yourself your mindset
Yes.
and believe yourself
Yeah.
was the biggest thing you did.
Yeah.
I think that's what everybody should do actually, Thomas.
Yeah.
So with that answer, I would love to know about little bit about yourself. So you said you were from France.
Yes.
Tell us about it, because I got no idea how France it would be like. Tell us how's France. I think it's a developed country, and now you're in New Zealand though. I don't know whether how different you just feel, how the way you just feel it. Tell us.
Yeah.
How was your childhood, and
Well,
you have your family, you got brothers, sisters,
Yep.
anything like that?
Yeah, so I have a little brother. His name is Flo.
Flo?
Yeah, 9 years younger than me.
Okay.
So we have big different.
Huge gap, isn't it?
Yeah, we have. But it's great also because I can share with him experiences.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
That's good to see him growing. Too.
So you grew up in France?
Yes.
Whereabout?
Or in the countryside of France. So
Okay.
I would say like.
Because I only know about Paris though. I mean.
Okay, like 3 hours driving south of
From Paris.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had a good like childhood, like
Yeah.
had
Yeah,
fun and.
I had my parents had fun, family, doing sports.
Yeah.
Yeah. Humble
What
family.
made you move to New Zealand?
Oh, interesting question.
Yeah.
So when I got my civil engineering degree, I had some internship in a big company in France, a construction company, which is called Soletange Bachy. It's part of Vinci Group.
Right.
And they asked me if I wanted to be an engineer in France. And I said, well, I always wanted to go abroad, and because I feel that, like the degree, there is something more than I love France, I love my country, but at the same time, I'm like, I will learn so many more things going abroad. And yeah, so I asked them if they had possibility, because it's a company that is working in hundreds of countries. So they say, oh yes, we can send you as kind of internship plus first to see how you are doing, and after that offering you a position. So I worked in different countries.
Right.
I worked in Mexico,
Were you?
in Panama, in the United States, and of course in France, and here in New Zealand.
So how long in New Zealand now?
Oh, I spent 3 years and a half now.
3.5 years.
Yeah.
What's the best place? You said you've been to USA, Panama, Mexico. What's the best place you reckon? New Zealand? No?
There's no answer to that. There's a lot of good things everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's great to pick up like, oh, that country I like, I don't know.
So you won't call New Zealand as the final destination. You still have in your mind to move.
New Zealand is a really great country. Like, it's beautiful, like the landscape.
What's the
everything.
most beautiful thing, and what's the most worst thing you seen in New Zealand? What's the best part and what's the bad part, like pros and cons?
I think like really the most beautiful, like the landscape everywhere. It's
the nature?
The nature is amazing. Like people too, like they're friendly. There's no, I didn't feel any bad feelings. Which is
people welcoming.
Very welcoming.
Right.
Which make me wonder, because when I come back to France, I feel more this stress, I won't say selfishness, but like I would say we are colder. If you go to Paris, we are colder than here. Like here it's welcoming.
Of course, especially in down south.
You walk in the street, people ask you, talk to you, and talk about the weather or whatever. And that's really nice, really great.
Right. We will talk further about a lot of things I want to ask from you, but we should take a little commercial break.
Okay.
And we'll be back. This is Red Talks with Advisory Window.
ගෙදර යාන වාහන රක්ෂණය කරගන්න සුහදශීලී තැනක් හොයන කෙනෙක්ද? හොඳ ව්‍යාපාර රක්ෂණයක් ගැන විස්තර හොයමින් සිටින කෙනෙක්ද? මේ හැමදේම ගැන නොමිලේම උපදේශනයක් කරගන්න සම්බන්ධ කරගන්න Advisory Window. අපිට ළඟ අපේම කෙනෙක්.
Right, Thomas, it's your turn to get into the game. I don't know whether you have played the checkers for a while. Yeah, I'll take this move as a safe hand there. Right, so you said 3.5 years in New Zealand now.
Yes.
Right. Except about the work, what else you do in your life? Like, I know you work as a civil engineer, are you?
Yeah.
And we'll tell about that as well. Where you work and all, if you're happy to share with us.
Yeah, so I'm working for the City Rail Link project.
Yeah.
So the metro project here in Auckland.
The metro project.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
What
And-
else you do in here? Like,
Well, a part of discovering the country that I said is beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm also doing a bit of sport. That's my stress relief at the same
that's
time.
the next question I was about to ask you. Do you get stress in your life?
Yeah, well, I'm a project engineer, so it's a lot of organization, a lot of constraint.
Yeah. So you got a lot of
work.
employees to look after?
Yeah, we have a lot of, I have engineers, I have workers also. And of course we have things that pop up that we were not expecting, so yeah, a lot of...
So you do get stress?
Yeah, of course.
Right.
A lot of stress just to, match the program, match the budget, and solve the issues that are appearing from time to time. So yeah, sport.
So what's your strategy? Sport?
Yeah,
for your stress?
mainly sport. Yeah.
Okay.
Mainly sport and going after work to also avoid the traffic. Going out. And I have a dog. That his name is Simba.
Oh, nice.
He's 2 years old, so going for a walk with him.
Okay.
That's something that I like to do.
That's your best buddy, I believe, is it?
Yeah, that's my best buddy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So what kind of sports you do, Thomas? Like,
I would say like I'm going to the gym.
Yeah,
most of the
you
time.
hit the gym.
Yeah,
all right.
I hit the gym and
I can see you have a flat tummy, not like me though.
I like to go running too and doing some boxing.
Right.
Yeah.
So say example, like somebody could say like when you're stressed at work, going for another like heavy activity that will give you more stress. I mean, somebody could say, but go home, put the Netflix on and get some chips on the bowl and having a glass of whiskey or wine, whatever, that can be a stress relief for someone else. Why do you think that going to the gym and do a workout can release the stress?
Totally.
What's the secret? What do you think?
Totally agree with you. It depends of what relieve people from stress. Like some can be just helping others, or some or just a walk. Some it's a good book.
Oh yeah, true that.
Yeah. And but for me it's a kind of, I don't know. I have to look out for myself too, like being healthy, eating correctly, eating the gym. It's important.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's something that how can I say that, like doing sport at high intensity, it's something that calm me down and like make my mind clear, focused and clear, and bring some discipline also,
right.
which is something important in life.
Yes. Right, that's correct. Discipline, that's something really important. Say, there's a saying like every successful man, there's a woman behind, or a partner, you could say. I mean, nowadays it's different though. It's not women all the time. Anyway, so what do you think? You agree with that, or you think that still a single man can achieve a lot in the life? What do you think?
I would say, like, generally speaking, like a single man and single woman can be successful in life. But from my part and with my thoughts, I would say.
Are you still single? Or no?
Yeah,
no applications.
I want to create a family. Definitely, because it's something that is really
important.
Really important
settle
for
down
me.
and good on
to
you.
settle down, having your family, your kids, and and growing like that. Having your work is really important too. Like some people think that happiness passes through success and success at work, but I think having more work that helps you and support your family, and that will be fine for me.
Right. Let's say you've been here 3.5 years.
Yes.
Someone who is thinking about New Zealand to move here, so as a newcomer, what's the best thing you tell them, like do this thing before you come, or is the New Zealand is the best place to move?
Yeah,
You recommend?
Yeah, New Zealand. I recommend New Zealand for it. Well, I'm 3.5 years
Yeah.
here, so definitely like it.
What you should do? What sort of things you had to look in before you just move in here? As an immigrant, say.
I think it would be good to see the cultural thing, how to interact here, what is important for the people, how to integrate yourself well. Having a plan also of where you would like to live, what you would like to do, and start talking with people like on social media. Or
nowadays it's quite easy,
it's
isn't
like,
it?
And like people are so welcoming here that they will have no issue on sharing.
So you personally never had any experience? I know like you have the fair skin, but there's a topic called racism, you know. I mean, I know personally I didn't have much experience about that. But even though, because you came from another country, have you ever had any experience about like someone just like neglected you or like discriminated kind of way? Have you ever had any experience like that?
I think you have this experience in every.
Even though you're the same color and all this.
Yeah, but for example, in Mexico there's quite a lot of corruption,
right?
Unfortunately.
Of course.
So people like me are stopped by the police inventing an issue, and when you start. Well, I'm fluent in Spanish, so I started speaking with them in Spanish, and they were like, "Oh, okay, well, okay, no, well, you can go." So yeah, you have this kind of you don't fit in this landscape.
It's a bit of
kind of, you know.
Uncomfortable. You have had that uncomfortable.
Yeah, and in Panama, I had an experience arriving on the project. So my director presented me to the client, and people of the client say, "Oh well, you're a stranger," because they had like quotas of percentage of stranger on the project that they had to achieve. And okay, so if they have an additional stranger, this quota can be at risk. So yeah, you can feel it definitely. I don't think there is any color or race.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, no.
The bad person is bad, good person is good, wherever you are.
Yeah,
right.
I definitely feel that. Yeah.
Okay, so you recommend New Zealand.
Yes.
And I heard that you do in modeling as well.
Yeah.
So to be a modeler, give me 3 things that what you should do.
3 things only.
I know you need a perfect body.
Well,
I mean, I don't know whether it's perfect.
It's less and less.
Not
true
a pot-belly person like me, though. But I mean,
I think you just have to have faith in yourself, confidence, and give it a try. Like
let's say confident.
Yeah,
you need the confidence.
Confident.
Yes.
You have to not be afraid of cameras or being the center of attention.
Right.
Like if you're introvert, it might be more difficult for you. So,
That's right. You have to have an extroverted mindset for sure.
Yeah, and I guess last thing would be being open-minded and open to opportunities, open to sharing, sharing with people.
So you think that modeling, like, because I don't want to talk further like that, but let's say for modeling, you think that's a good profession that you could make much income and you can survive? If you had a chance like to switch the civil engineering into modeling, if you become a full-time modeler. Would you choose that, or what do you think?
If I could, I would. Yes.
But does it really give you much income and all?
That's I would say the main issue is that New Zealand is
Small.
is a bit small too, so you don't have that many opportunities. You might need
So it's a challenge,
to go
is it?
abroad or something like that. Yeah, it's more. I see it more as a hobby than something that I can make a living with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a challenge to go for full time, is it?
It's really interesting in the way of, well, you discover new people every time, you work
That's
on
right.
different small projects, you share, you talk. It's really, really interesting.
Right.
Nice people.
We got to have another break, but I got one more question to ask from you. What's the most, like the best compliment, let's say, you had in your, or the best achievement in your career? The best thing you love, like, say, if somebody asks about me, I would say that to see other people and chat. So, what's the best thing you love in your career, and what's the worst thing the number one thing you don't like in your career?
In my actual career.
Yeah, in your career, like civil engineering. What's the best thing you like, and what's the number one thing you don't like?
So, the best thing is, while going in different countries, working on new project that will be useful, like for the Metro of Auckland, it's really useful, and you think about like the time that you will save to people that will use this train after that. So it's something that I'm grateful for, you know. The worst thing, I would say, it's time consuming. It's
Right,
like a
like
lot of hours working, long days, sometimes night shifts, sometimes
Right.
weekends. So yeah,
So that's the worst thing in your life. Okay, so we'll have a quick break. We actually came into the end of the session. We have 2 more segments left. We'll come back to that, and this is Red Talks with Advisory Window. So Thomas, actually we just came into the end of the program, but we have 2 segments left. The first one is, we call it Red Wish. What we do here is, like, I offer you an invisible power. So say example, this could be bigger than Prime Minister's power in a country or a president in a country. So you could use that power to do anything you like, but to make this world a nice and a better place for everybody. So if you see that anything not right, you can just change it, or you can bring something, a new concept, and bring your own idea and to change the world, but to make this place a better one. And why you're gonna do is if we give you a power like that. We would love to know. You can take your time.
True, that's a really difficult one. So many topics. It can
See
be,
that, yeah, it could be anything. You can, as a whole, you can focus for the whole world. But if you think about a particular industry or something, you can use that one there. Or if you think about France or New Zealand, up to you. You have the freedom. But if you think that there's something not nice in this world, if I change this thing, this world will be better, you can use that power, no problem. I'm giving you everything.
Great.
All the power for you.
Great. I would definitely fight for, or use this power to, well, give to the one that don't have, and kind of rebalance the
Right.
world, I would say. Yeah.
To make everyone equal, kind of thing? Like equal means like
I guess it's difficult, but like make the things more fair in a way. I would say, yeah.
To balance that, like the life.
Yeah, all that.
Why you want to do that? Why you think anything wrong at the moment about?
Well, yeah, I would say like the different wars that we have in the world.
Yeah.
So it's a difference of balance because there's one strong nation that attack a weaker nation. So I think it's just lose of balance generally. Same for you have the same for anger in the world. Like,
so are you trying to say that there's a dark side of this world?
Yes.
Like not everything goes nice. Is that why?
Yes, I think it's unbalanced.
Right. So where you gonna fix? Like any particular person you can mention or no?
No, not a particular person. I think it's more a general concept of. I think us as human, we always want more. We want a better life, a better everything, you know. But I think we should know when to stop for not affecting the others. And
so because people have the competition, like, so
yeah.
you're gonna stop that and balance everything.
Yeah, I would say balancing everything and
Balance
putting some
everything.
limits on what.
Right,
production.
that's a good idea. Instead of using that power to make more money, I thought maybe you will say that I'll make more money anyway. I wish you all the best on if you have a power like that one day. We wish that you could do that, and we will watch you, Thomas. And
You will know it.
we will know it because it's going to be balanced anyway. So we came into the last segment of our program, Thomas. This is called the guest advice. I know that you shared with a lot of stuff with us, and we just learned some things from your, experience and all. But as a whole, for everybody, whoever watching us through YouTube, and you might have a best piece of advice. So we would love to hear that.
Yes, it's like a few quotes that I know that are really, really good. I think it's like always being kind with each other because you don't know what people are suffering on their side, It's like we all have our problems and we all manage our problems in a different way, some better than others. So I think just being kind with each other.
So be kind to everyone.
Yeah.
That's Thomas' best piece of advice. I think that's a great one. I would also wish everyone, let's be kind to each other. So Thomas, thank you so much for joining us for Red Talks today. I really appreciate you made it, but we won't leave you on empty hand. The Grand Ceylon restaurant has offered us, so we're gonna give you from the Red Talks for 2 people. For 2 months, you can enjoy their buffet.
Oh.
And thank you very much again.
Thank you very much.
Also I want to thank you for the advisory window who just sponsoring us and give us the venue. And Thomas, our game is not finished. The discussion is over, but now it's the game time. Let's see who is going to win. All right?
Okay.
You got anything to say?
No.
All right.
Let's go for it.
Okay, my turn.